this is like really out of the ordinary, and honestly, I should be working on universe mode because I'm almost 2 weeks behind, so let's not talk about that. So in today's video, guys, we are going to be talking about Slammiversary. So I got the whole show results here. I watched the entire show. Good stuff. I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I missed like one match. But other than that, I was locked in for the whole show. So we have Broken Matt Hardy versus JDC. So basically, this match kind of came out of nowhere. Like, the rivalry was kind of brewing up and shit from their tag match, but then Jeff Hardy ended up getting like written off of TV, I'm pretty sure last Thursday, which is crazy because they just fucking signed. I mean, all for storyline purposes, of course, but like that ended up leading them into Slammiversary for the one-on-one match. Hardy's do got a little bit of a misstep at times, you know. If you ask me, Matt Hardy's doing a lot better in-ring wise than Jeff Hardy right now, which I never thought I'd say. Like, if you think of like young me and you would have asked me one day if I would have honestly preferred seeing Matt versus Jeff in the ring, I would have never said Matt, and now here I am all these years later. You know, that slowed down wrestling style has definitely benefited Matt when it comes down to his overall in-ring. Matt Hardy ended up winning that match though. Really good match overall. It was solid. Then we got a TNA Tag Team Championships. It was the System versus ABC. Now, ABC won this match. I was actually very surprised because they had a little segment beforehand and they were like talking about how, like, you know, the System runs TNA and all that. Like, the system is basically like your TNA bloodline, and that's just, they just run shit. I'm not really too familiar with them because I'm just starting to watch TNA again. But yeah, ABC ended up beating them. Pretty good stuff, not gonna lie. I really enjoyed that match, and you know, it was a fun little tag match. Oh, Mike Santana versus Jake something. Now, this match I was looking forward to for a while now because I've been seeing a lot of hype about Mike Santana, and you know, some of you guys remember him from like AEW and shit, and of course. But aside from AEW, like Mike Santana is one of those guys who, like, he seemed like he was gonna break out. I just didn't know exactly how. I thought he was gonna just break out but still be like in a tag team, you know, but no. Oh, okay, this one right here was like probably the like most watched match besides the main event, I'd argue, and it was the Rascals versus the No Catch Quarter. Now, this was basically an NXT versus TNA match, sorta like 75% NXT, but the Rascals end up reuniting when Wesley end up going back over, and with this whole NXT TNA crossover they're doing, and it's really good stuff, I'm not gonna lie. Now, so far when it comes down to this whole crossover, you know, TNA is definitely getting a lot more of it now than we originally thought, because before they sent over Tatum Paxley, I'm pretty sure, and then they were getting like Jordan Grace and all those other guys, you know. I'm pretty sure Frankie Kazarian also was in that random battle royale when Joe Hendry first came in. Like, they're doing a lot of shit with NXT. Now, some of you guys watch NXT. If you went back and seen what happened this past Tuesday, there was this whole like Ethan Page, Spears, and you know, they were taking on Trick Williams, and Trick Williams needed a tag partner. Now, everybody was wondering who the tag partner was gonna be, and it ended up being Joe Hendry. You know, say his name and he appeared. So just remember that when I talk about the main event later. But yeah, the Rascals end up winning this one, giving them their continued momentum. Now listen, hear me out. Now, like, if we can get a permanent partnership between TNA and NXT, I'd be down for that. I know people like are probably gonna say it's probably not gonna be sustainable, but I'm thinking it could be through one division, and that is a trios division. We've never seen a trios division, you know, in that WWE circle, and imagine it being done in NXT and TNA. And it works similar to how the women's tag team titles did at one point, how they were being defended on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. It would be like that, but it would be between NXT and TNA. That way you still have that continuous forbidden door. It keeps things going, keeps things fresh. I don't know, I feel like that could be pretty cool. Oh my god, the Montreal Street fight. This was for the TNA Digital Media Championship and the Canadian International Heavyweight Championship. This was AJ Francis versus PCO. Now, and I might get shit for this, but like, I don't really like AJ Francis. I don't get it, you know. Like, he has his moments where he's funny as hell. He has his moments where he's like ghetto as fuck, and I love that shit. But I don't really get the appeal wrestling wise of him. So I'm just going with it for now. He has a good amount of heel heat, so it you know, definitely did something for PCO. PCO was one of those guys who I didn't understand. I did not understand it all. I was so confused why TNA picked him up in the beginning, and I was like, dude, this is like exactly what people were talking about when they shit on TNA. But no, hey, listen, let him cook. This nigga was doing shit like crazy. I'm pretty sure he's like 53 years old, and he was popping off like never before, going crazy moves. Bro, got slammed by AJ Francis like on the middle of stairs that were like this. This dude's back like hit the tip of the stair. Like, dude, it was fucking insane, dude. But yeah, in the end, PCO ended up winning the matchup, and what's her name came out. Stephanie Lander comes out. I'm not really for sure what this whole storyline is with them two. It's like a little Frankenstein, Addams family kind of story. I don't know what the fuck's going on with them, but But listen, all I gotta say is this man won. You know what I'm saying? He got proposed to in the ring, in the squared circle. And they end up being happily ever after. This matchup was the one that I was looking forward to because I was curious on how Ash by Elegance was actually going to wrestle. Like when I was seeing a lot of the lead up to her, and when I seen her at the pay-per-view when Roxanne Perez went against Jordynne Grace, I was like, man, this might not be too good for our former Dana Brooke. You know, she just looks too stiff is the word. She just, I don't know, she just didn't really do it for me leading into it. But then I seen her wrestle. Listen, some people are gonna hate on her, bro, but she cooked. Like, she had a couple missteps in the match, but overall, bro, she actually went in there. She did her big one. Right there's got to be talked about, bro. Like, they've been building up this match between Ash by Elegance and Jordynne Grace for, like, my God, they've been building this match up for like 2 months now, I want to say. And it's been a slow build. Jordynne Grace went to the whole NXT thing just to do something else at the time, and she was still feuding with this motherfucker. Like, it was a long feud, and the payoff was good. In the end, we end up seeing Jordynne Grace win. I don't see anybody taking Jordynne Grace down at this point. I expected somebody to probably like come out and like go after her, but like I don't know who really... This was my match of the night. This right here was my match of the night, bro. Speedball Mike Bailey, which I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm gonna be, because I know nobody else is. Everybody's gonna act like they knew who this nigga was. I ain't know who I ain't know who this dude was, but I know him now, and I'm a fan, bro. Him and Mustafa Ali for the X Division Championship. 5 stars, dude. It was good, yo. In the beginning, I was like, all right, let's see what this match is. Like, I'm looking forward to this. Like, in the beginning, I even said, like, I'm going for Mustafa Ali. Like, that's who I know. That's who I'm comfortable with. I know what I'm gonna get with Mustafa Ali. And even if I don't know, I know I'm gonna get some surprising shit. You know Mustafa. You know what I'm saying? Mustafa. Yeah, you will know overall what you're gonna get when it comes down to Mustafa Ali. But when it came down to this dude, Mike Bailey, I was gonna get. And I know, and I see a couple people like, yo, you're in for a treat when you finally like see who this dude is. But this dude was going insane. Like, he was doing shit that I never thought I'd see. And the way it was just done, like their chemistry, Speedball and Mustafa Ali, it was there. I don't really know the feud too much going into this matchup. I didn't even know this match was taking place until I seen the match card leading into the pay-per-view, because I didn't know anything of this feud. But I'm definitely thinking about going back and watching it. But in the end, Speedball Mike Bailey ended up winning. He ended up winning with a fucking a sharpshooter, which is actually kind of crazy. They tried to recreate the Montreal screw job in Montreal. Like, it was fucking insane. Like, I never, you know, TNA, you know, I've always felt like they can do more if they move to like bigger venues and shit, but you have those odd chances where like they already run smaller venues and the crowds be dead. So it's like you can argue that, hey, they could push more, but then it's like a lot of times the crowds like really be dead. But they came tonight in Montreal, like they really went to work. Well, you can definitely tell when people either didn't know somebody or didn't like somebody. It got very, very quiet. Usually in WWE, there's like, it's quiet, but there's that overall murmuring of like the crowd noise being heard, you know? Like, it's not a cheer, it's not a boo, but you know there's thousands of people in the arena. These TNA shows, when niggas get quiet, they get quiet. You feel me? Like, they just don't say nothing. Let's talk about this TNA Slammiversary 6-way elimination world title match. Now this... So remember when I said earlier how, you know, Joe Hendry ended up, you know, helping Trick Williams against Ethan Page. Now, what I assumed, what my prediction I said on Twitter before the match, I said how I would have absolutely loved, because I'm pretty sure No Mercy is up next. And I'm like, yo, listen, Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry, TNA title. How do we build to that? Joe Hendry gets screwed out of the elimination match first or second to last person that gets eliminated because he's the Ethan Page comes and screws him over. I would have loved that, you know. And since the partnership is there, it seems, you know, realistic. That didn't happen at all. With Steve Macklin was eliminated by Moose, which listen. Before they got the eliminations going, let me just tell you, like, Steve Macklin, I don't know, like, he's a problem, you know what I'm saying? But he got eliminated by Moose, you know, our Roman Reigns of TNA, we love it. Oh my God, then Moose was the second man to get eliminated. Bro got eliminated by Joe Hendry. They started off the main event with Joe Hendry coming out first, because in my head, I was like, all right, Moose is gonna come out last because he's the champion. Maybe they do Joe Hendry like second to last, but then I was like, all right, I don't know where they're gonna put him. But they end up having Joe Hendry come out first. Crowd went from quiet to like, yeah, I can't believe, like, yo, go crazy, bro. But like, all right, so the match goes when Joe Hendry eliminates fucking Moose, bro, the entire crowd goes crazy. Mind you, you still got Nick Nemeth in this match. You still got Frankie Kazarian in this match. You still got fucking Josh Alexander in this match. History is made because you are guaranteed a new champion since the champion was just fucking pinned. So, niggas are losing their shit because, like, Joe Hendry just, like, I'm not gonna lie, when Joe Hendry pinned Moose, that brought my excitement for the match up tenfold, because before that, there was a while before we got eliminations, and I did notice when Steve Maclin and everybody was getting their chances at, like, going super crazy and shit, I noticed Moose was on the outside a lot, and I was like, damn, like, are we gonna get that all throughout the match? Like, is Moose just gonna kind of camp outside, look for certain opportunities, and then kind of play the heel in the match overall? But, like, I don't know, I wasn't really looking forward to that, but I was like, once he got eliminated, I was like, yo, shit's getting real now, you know? But then, Josh Alexander, he turned his back, and this nigga low blowed Joe Hendry and then pinned him. TNA did the dumbest shit in the fucking world, bro. You had a chance. You had an opportunity. You had a moment where you could have made something of somebody, and you didn't. I don't understand why. I genuinely don't. Now, in the end, now we're gonna run through this so I can give my full opinions on how this was so fucking stupid, bro. Now, all right. Now, once Josh Alexander eliminates Joe Hendry, then he gets eliminated by Nick Nemeth, which makes Nick Nemeth TNA World Champion. Now, hear me out. Let me fucking cook. Now, listen. I don't know if I'm the only one. You know, I could be the only one, but like, why didn't Nick Nemeth win the TNA Championship if this was in the cards? You know, let's say this isn't last minute. If this was in the cards for so long, why wasn't this done at Rebellion? Rebellion was literally the pay-per-view that Nick Nemeth made his major title debut going against Moose. The rivalry was centered around Nemeth and Moose. It was literally the perfect chance. And I remember even saying on Twitter that, like, it wasn't smart that they didn't put the championship on Nick Nemeth. Like, I get Moose is a dominant champion. I get he does this, he does that. But, like, overall, Moose isn't, he should have lost to Nemeth then. But then they did that. They end up passing up on that opportunity, and then they end up bringing in Nick Nemeth's brother, or he was already there, I'm pretty sure. But then they end up teaming up and going after some tag action, and then Nick Nemeth end up going back after the world title just to win it when the opportunity was obviously Joe Hendry's. Hendry already had momentum at that point at Rebellion. Hendry's momentum wouldn't have got stifled at all. Hendry is so over, he doesn't need the TNA World Championship, but you made us want it, and then you didn't give it to us. I don't understand. I genuinely don't. Like, this is like 2017 WWE level of booking. Like, you have a perfect chance to give somebody the championship. You surrounded it around that person. You brought this nigga to a different company just so you can get this nigga out there as, hey, this is our TNA guy. And then you didn't pull the trigger. I'm not saying he should have won. Don't get me wrong. Again, I would have had, in this matchup alone, if Nick Nemeth if the plans was Nick Nemeth winning the championship, again, Ethan Page comes out, attacks Joe Hendry. That now, even if Hendry, which obviously he's not going to win the NXT championship being under a TNA contract, but when it comes to Joe Hendry, we believe. You know what I'm saying? It would have been fun to watch, and that was the overall thing. You could have got Joe Hendry out of the match without giving, well, people would have been upset, but at the same time, it would have made more sense, and you have something else to look forward to him. There is literally nothing for any single one of these individual men to do after this match besides Moose going back after that championship. Josh Alexander turning heel, so that's our next feud. Josh Alexander and Joe Hendry. This is the smile you're getting at him. Josh Alexander turn heel, you know what I'm saying? Crazy boos. I'm fine with it. I get the story they were trying to go with. It's just the order of that things were done, it just didn't make sense to me. And I'm not just talking about the order in the match. I'm talking about the order in the show, pay-per-views, and all total. Nemeth should have won at Rebellion, maybe screw it, leading us into this 6-man, and then retained here. That's all I got. Alright, but ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe for more. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. And yeah, that'll be it for me today. Peace.